Here are 13 of the most overlooked Tower of Terror Easter eggs to look for while you are waiting in line. And before we get started, I will not be showing any visual references for those who enjoy playing I Spy or seeing if you can find what I am talking about. So let's get going. Easter egg number 1 is the 13-minute wait time sign. As for those who are familiar with Hollywood studios, you basically go up Sunset Boulevard before entering the queue area for Tower of Terror, and that is where the first Easter egg lies. It is the wait time sign. Usually, if the wait time says 13 minutes, that means you walk right in, which you would be correct about. Same deal with the Haunted Mansion in the Magic Kingdom. Alright, so here we go. If you happen to be very unlucky and get a 65-minute wait time, here are some things to look for in the outdoor queue. Number 1, number 2, are the stairs to nowhere. These stairs, so as you're winding through the plants, you basically see at least 3 to 4 steps literally leading into a jungle foliage area where all the trees have been overgrown and abandoned for years and even decades. But yet, you will also notice a sign that says pool, and that leaves me wondering, what did the Tower of Terror's pool actually look like? And personally, when I envision the pool, all I can think about is the lush Tropicana-style waterfalls and all the lagoons that you used to see at Tropicana Las Vegas before it got demolished and replaced with the A's baseball stadium back in 2023. So that's true. That's fact number 2. Easter egg number 3 is the gnarly pink facade. As you get closer to the tower itself, you can't help but notice just how pink and just really off color the facade is. Some people speculate that the facade is that color just so it would blend into the World Showcase Pavilion in Epcot due to the tower's visibility from the Epcot Park itself, and therefore it needed to blend into the backside of Morocco. However, the more you dig into that piece of trivia, you come to find out that there's absolutely no reference to Morocco in the Tower of Terror blueprints or in the Imagineer's log. So that does beg the question, was it a very, very lucky coincidence? Which honestly, I would say I give that a 50-50, because on one hand, Disney does not want to ruin their sightlines, but yet on the other hand, it seems very probable that the Imagineers got really lucky with the color palettes. But yet, upon closer inspection, I actually came to find out, I know I'm really bad with names, so please forgive me, is that the pink facade was initially meant to mimic school bus cleaner. That really pink powdery stuff that a lot of custodials use to clean school bus seats. The reason that Imagineers likely went for that color palette is that powder is often associated with depression and very blasé situations, which really does fit into the haunted hotel theme, and the fact that the hotel did get abandoned and basically is a symbol of former Hollywood elite and kind of, in quotation marks, a really depressive atmosphere. So here we go with number 4. As you get closer to the entrance, which I'll show you, one moment, everybody. I am all over the place today. Whoop. So as you see this entrance, this is where you enter to right to the Tower of Terror. But as you approach this entrance, you might notice a bunch of vines wrapping around the lattice area. Did you know that these vines did not originate from the Tower of Terror itself, but rather from the Splash Mountain attraction, which is now Tiana's Bayou. Sorry if I butchered that name. The Imagineers, the story has it, is that the Imagineers from Tiana's were like, we have a bunch of leftover vines that we will not be using, so does anybody want these vines? And the tower team was like, we volunteer for tribute. So that is right, the vines that you see wrapped around the lattice are actually fake props, not real vines, even though some real just grow on the vines himself, which can be really confusing because it's a fusion of prop foliage and real life plants, similar to what we see in Animal Kingdom's Tree of Life. So moving on to Easter egg number 5, we get to see some sculptures. A lot of the sculptures are not a lot, but at least 3 of the sculptures do have Greek and Roman origins. Please correct me if I am wrong. These sculptures are usually, one sculpture does have a hand on her hip. Another sculpture is in a rather royal pose. And with that being said, these Greek sculptures do symbolize the Hollywood elite, which is a really striking contrast given the facade's really off-color pink and sculpture's near perfect granite color palette. Not granite, but marble. Oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Color palette. I also begin to wonder, what are the backstories or the origins of the sculptures? So by then we are headed into the lobby area itself, where we get a whole slew of Easter eggs. So many Easter eggs that we could dedicate an entire video explaining one Easter egg at a time. However, I will be highlighting some of the most obscure and unknown Easter eggs. Which brings us to the Easter egg number 6, which is a really tiny, minute detail. It is a letter written by a French person with 2 very distinct dates. That letter is situated on a little coffee stand next to the lobby sofa. And if you get a really close glimpse, you'll notice 2 very distinct dates: November 1st and November 5th, 1939, which really begs the question, what was the intention of the guest, and what was the guest's plan before he or she or they had to vacate the hotel October 31st, 1939, and why would somebody during the biggest party in Hollywood history be sitting in the lobby writing a letter? That makes me really curious, especially since the letter is addressed to New York, or implies that the person was headed to New York City the following day. So that what gets me really curious is these really teeny tiny, really easily overlooked details. And also, another thing that makes me really curious, I know I'm going on a big side tangent, is a montage table game. If you look very carefully, you can see that there was 2 people playing a dice game. Not a dice game, but a domino style game. However, it was abandoned mid-game, which really makes me wonder, why were 2 people playing a game during the busiest night in the lobby? And what really drove people to actually sit around and partake in leisure activities, especially when there was a massive party going up in the Tip Top Club? That really gets me curious. And what really makes perplexed to me is, why was everybody in such a rush to leave the hotel? I know that the lightning struck the elevator, but why was everybody in such a rush that they left everything behind and whoop, sonic out of the hotel? I know, long-winded sidetrack. So, going back to the Easter eggs, Easter egg, I believe we are on number 9, is a 13 diamond reward in the lobby area. Matter of fact, the Hollywood Tower Hotel is the only hotel on Earth to receive that accolade from the American Automobile Association in 1939, which I find really ironic given the lightning disaster that year. And heck, where did that lightning even come from, and how come the Twilight Zone chose that hotel to be its portal? So here we go to number 10. As you weave your way, as you get closer to the hotel, to the library pre-show area, be sure to look out for the hidden Mickey inside the check-in desk. The check-in desk lamp. That hidden Mickey is very easily missed due to how quickly the line often weaves into the pre-show. So keep a very close eye for that, especially if you happen to be stuck by the library doors or in the lobby itself. Now we get into something that is real that can apply to the entire hotel, which is the alligator skin luggage, Easter egg number 11. So if you look very carefully around the lobby, even in the gift shop area, and the room where you walk out, and the unloading room, you might see a bunch of luggage that is covered and coated in alligator skin. That was a very common material in the 1930s. And what's really wild about that, and the reason why I continue to highlight and emphasize this, is the fact that the Tower allegedly has $100,000 worth of luggage, worth of antique luggage, which really blows me away, which really blows my mind. And here we go. We're coming up to the boiler room, and bam, there it is, the boilers, which remind me of Home Alone. If you look very, very carefully, you will see some rather kind of really eerie anthropomorphic facial features. And these boilers aren't giving you the happy stare, but rather the really wicked side eye, as if the hotel does not want you anywhere near its service elevators. Last but not least is another fact from the boiler room, which is an actual boiler from the 1920s Chicago hotel. If you know what that boiler looks like, or if you've seen it before, be sure to put your experience down in the comments below. And well, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed Tower trivia, tidbits, and fun facts, be sure to smash the thumbs up button, and we'll see you in the next video. Woo!